Let me ask you something interesting. Have you ever met someone who seemed extremely confident about a topic, but later you realize they didn't actually know much about it?
Yes, I think everyone has seen that situation before. Someone speaks with absolute certainty, but when you look closer, their understanding is quite shallow.
There's actually a psychological concept that explains this. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
That sounds complicated. What does it mean?
In simple terms, it describes how people with limited knowledge in a subject sometimes overestimate their understanding.
Hmm.
Because they don't know enough yet to see the gaps in what they know.
So, the less someone understands a topic, the harder it is for them to recognize their own mistakes?
Exactly. When we first learn something new, we often feel a burst of confidence. Everything seems simple.
Right.
We think we figured it out.
But that confidence might be misleading.
Right. As people learn more, they begin to notice how complex the subject actually is. Suddenly, they see how many details, exceptions, and unknowns exist.
So, the more someone learns, the more aware they become of what they don't know.
Yes, that awareness often leads to humility. Instead of feeling certain about everything, thoughtful people start asking more questions.
That's interesting because it means confidence doesn't always reflect true expertise.
Exactly. Sometimes the loudest confidence appears at the early stages of learning, before someone fully understands how much there is to explore.
And as their knowledge grows, their confidence might actually become more balanced.
That's often the case. Experts rarely claim to know everything. Instead, they recognize the limits of their understanding, and that awareness keeps them curious.
So, the Dunning-Kruger effect isn't about intelligence. It's more about awareness.
Yes, it can happen to anyone. Whenever we learn something new, there's a moment where we think we understand more than we really do.
That sounds like a natural part of learning.
It is. The important part is staying open to new information, being willing to adjust our views when we discover something we didn't know before.
That requires a bit of humility.
Exactly. Humility creates space for growth. When we admit that our knowledge is incomplete, we become more willing to learn.
So the goal isn't to avoid confidence. It's to combine confidence with curiosity.
Well said. Confidence helps us take action. Curiosity helps us keep improving.
That balance seems important in many areas of life.
It really is. Because the moment we believe we know everything, we often stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
But when we stay curious, learning never really stops.
That's a powerful mindset.
And maybe that's today's little aha moment. Sometimes the first step toward deeper understanding is realizing how much more there is to discover.
That makes sense.
True knowledge doesn't make us feel superior. It often makes us more humble.
Right.
And that humility keeps the door open for growth.